Now, with the incomparable movie director and five-time Academy Award nominee, his films like Dark Knight, Inception, and Dunkirk have captivated audiences, imaginations all around the world. And Christopher Nolan is here, and he's here to talk about his latest, highly anticipated Oppenheimer. Welcome.
Thank you.
Well, Oppenheimer, as we know, is a biopic, as we call it, about the backlash against the famed physicist who spearheaded the Manhattan Project. One of the recurring themes in many of your movies is about sort of the destructive nature of man's inventions. Why keep returning to that?
Yeah, the danger of knowledge, really. My last film, Tenet, was very much about, can you uninvent something? And I think I realized coming out of that film, which has a reference to Oppenheimer, and it has a reference to the moment that he and his fellow scientists realized they couldn't completely eliminate the possibility that when they triggered the device at Trinity, they might destroy the entire world with the chain reactions.
And you mentioned AI in one of your interviews about, unleashing technology.
Well, I've been asked a lot about that. I've been talking to leading researchers in that field, and I was really interested to realize that they refer to this moment right now as their Oppenheimer moment. They're looking to his story as a cautionary tale. They're looking to his story to say, okay, what are the responsibilities as you put something out into the world? I mean, sadly, I don't think his story offers any easy answers at all.
But the movie often explores the backlash politically at a time when scientists in the public domain get beat up in many ways for political motivations. What do you make of that and perhaps our current climate?
Well, I think as I was writing the script, in the middle of the COVID pandemic, it was clearly a time of great relevance. I mean, it has been with issues like climate change and all the rest. It's whenever scientists co-opted by either government, the political sphere, and the media. And Oppenheimer wanted to influence policy for good. Now,
in this film, Cillian Murphy is someone who you met 20 years ago. During the Batman era, and now he's your Oppenheimer. Let's take a look at the clip first.
What do you take it to mean?
Neutrons smash into nucleus, releasing neutrons to smash into other nuclei. Criticality. Point of no return, massive explosive force. But this time, the chain reaction doesn't stop.
It would ignite the atmosphere.
He's now appeared in 6 of your movies. What makes him your Oppenheimer?
I try not to write with actors in mind, particularly when you're writing about real historical figures. He has that empathetic ability to open up his thoughts, to open up his emotions to the audience and take you along for the ride.
Your cast reads like a who's who in Hollywood. It's Matt Damon, it's Robert Downey Jr. with a tour de force performance as well. Cillian, obviously, Emily Blunt, Florence Pugh. How do you get great performances from your actors?
A lot of the work is meeting an actor, finding a creative connection, and deciding and realizing that they can bring something to a particular part. They have an individual and unique process, but when they work with other actors, they find a way to accommodate each other wonderfully. There's a sort of great creative energy that circulates.
And yet, at this red carpet premiere, your actors walked the red carpet and then had to leave because of the strike. What was that like for you, and how do you support the actors but also support the film?
Well, it was a very bittersweet moment for all of us. It was wonderful that they could be there to support the film on the red carpet, and then they had to down tools and walk off. I'm a Writers Guild member. I've been on strike as a Writers Guild member for over 2 months now. It's an important moment in our industry where these deals need to be rebuilt, and really our thoughts were with the working members of the Writers Guild and with SAG who are going to suffer, and the other crew members also who caught up in the stoppage.
Reflect for a moment on the industry. You started as an independent filmmaker. You've obviously, put out some of the biggest blockbusters of our time. Where do you see the industry going?
I think the industry is actually at a very exciting moment. I think the radical nature of the shifts in the business models, that is causing turbulence. That has to be addressed. There are so many ways to reach audiences now. The technological shifts that are allowing that to happen are only going to be expanding. When television came along in the 50s, it was seen as a threat. It wound up paying for the big screen movies that then got sold to TV. The same thing happened with VHS, then with DVD, and now with streaming and whatever's next.
Now, just at the risk of sounding like a fangirl, I've been obsessed with your work since Memento. You're known for time jumping, which you do brilliantly in Oppenheimer. You're also known, like in Dunkirk, for these long tracking shots, which are also prominent in this film. How would you describe your style of filmmaking, which so many people see as unique?
I mean, I try not to be too self-conscious, and the way I view cinema, I try not to view style as separate from storytelling. I think that the cinematic language, you know, together with my director of photography, Hoyte van Hoytema, you know, we try to be unself-conscious about it. And with Oppenheimer, we went back to basics. But we shoot with these giant IMAX film cameras.
It's IMAX. Why should we see close-ups of Cillian's face on IMAX?
We knew, telling Oppenheimer's story, that with IMAX we'd get the incredible landscapes of New Mexico, we'd get the storms coming in, we'd get the Trinity test build-up, you know, which had to be the showstopper of the movie. But the other thing that Hoyte and myself were excited about doing was, what does IMAX do applied to this idea of getting in someone's head? What's it like taking that giant format and filming the intimate moments, the moments just between two characters or between multiple characters, looking into their eyes. So you're in the room with these actors. I mean, I sort of refer to it as 3D without the glasses.
I feel like you gave us a glimpse into Oppenheimer's soul. Thank you so much, Christopher Nolan, for being here.
Thank you.
And your film, Oppenheimer, is out everywhere in theaters Friday. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.